So, in honor of the fact that we never talk about the MLB, it felt right to talk about the most interesting thing to happen in the offseason, not with Otani at the front of it, is the fact that the MLB apparently has see through pants despite being with billions and billions of dollars. They apparently are having uniform issues, which is absolutely hilarious and the most NFL or MLB thing ever. So, for anybody who hasn't heard about all of this, basically, the MLB sort of decided to change things up going into the season with how they design their uniforms as a whole with smaller numbers, fabric that I guess is lighter. They changed I think the tone of the white to eggshell, which is not something I know what that means at all, but you know, and it's apparently led to a lot of complaints from players and fans alike about how the uniforms look amateur-ish, as well as apparently having see-through pants that have led to some very funny photos that I will let you Google at your own whim. But I think Caleb, I'm curious. I don't even know where to start off here, but it's an interest. What do you think about a $1 billion company not being able to give their uniforms?
Well,
Or give their
it's like I think from everything that I've heard about it, is that the big change is that the jerseys are now being manufactured by Fanatics, I
yeah,
believe, is the
yeah,
big
that's what it
change.
was.
And Fanatics has a pretty terrible reputation in terms of being just the most cheaply made garbage pieces of garbage jersey. Like they look like knockoffs. And the reason that these leagues go with Fanatics is because they're cheap. And it's such a cheap thing, and it's such a cop out. And I just think it's completely embarrassing. And I think that the pants is the funny
Here,
one, because
you know what? I
again,
found a really good photo that doesn't really show anything. That's a lot better than the ones I was seeing before. There you go. That gives you a pretty good idea of what you're working with.
yeah. So you can pretty much see through. Obviously there's still a layer of fabric in the way, but it's like I don't know.
No, there's
It
some
was
that are
supposed to
a
be.
lot worse than what I think that's the shirt. I think that's the shirt that's blocking it. It's
Yeah,
the shirt being tucked in. Like it's that
which is
gives you
that's
an
not a good
idea.
look.
No, it's a really bad look because this is not something that any other leagues really deal with. Like I can't even think of an example. Like sure NHL occasionally
Well,
gets complaints just because sometimes their jerseys suck, but past
their
that,
jerseys are also being made by Fanatics now, aren't
yeah,
they?
I think
Or they're
so.
shifting to Fanatics.
Something like
I
that.
don't think I don't know if they have actually gone through with that yet, but I know it was happening or going to happen. Um, so yeah, starting in 2024, beginning next season. So the NHL might be having some similar issues. It's just like they look so much worse. Not even the pants, because
They just look cheap.
they do look cheap. I don't know. I mean, even the switch from I don't remember who had it before. Because that was Nike the NHL before. No, Adidas. Adidas was.
It was
I think it was
Adidas.
Nike
Yeah.
and then Adidas. I
No,
think it was Nike and then Adidas.
it was before.
Even
It
the
wasn't Nike. It was Reebok.
oh yes, there was Reebok,
Yeah.
and the Reebok jerseys felt a lot
The Reebok jerseys were
nicer.
nice. Yeah. I
Yeah,
still
I
own
have a
Reebok
Reebok jersey,
jerseys.
and
Yeah.
it was a lot nicer, and it felt a lot more like premium for the price that I was paying,
Oh, absolutely.
even than the Adidas jerseys. And the Adidas jerseys aren't even bad. Like they're still
Nope.
pretty high quality. But even just when looking at Fanatics, it's like is this really what we've come to for a major pro sport? Like two out of the four major pro sports leagues getting manufactured by Fanatics. It's just a total cheap out. It's a total cop out. Um, it doesn't make sense. Like I feel like the jerseys are the one thing, because it's not only for the players, it's also for the fans. It doesn't make any sense to me. I hope that the MLB gets this fixed, because players have been complaining left and right. Like every single team in the league has been complaining about how cheap these jerseys look and the issues with the pants.
And the numbers.
Hopefully they get
Like
it
teams
sorted
do
out. And the numbers, yeah.
yeah, the fact that the numbers are smaller is pissing off a lot of people. Like there's a
It
lot of
doesn't. It
things.
looks terrible.
Yeah, no, it's just
Yeah.
it's an odd change to something that was already kind of working, and I know it's not like these big leagues are necessarily unknown to cheaping out for really no reasons, but it's just like for this one it really doesn't make a lot of sense Like in this photo right here, it doesn't actually look that bad, but I've seen some photos that have been that I was actually trying to find that are just brutal. Like it
Yeah,
is really terrible the fact that like it's $1 billion company.
it's yeah, and in that photo you show it doesn't look bad because it's not compared to what they used to be. I think
Yeah.
that's when the and I just hope this doesn't become the new normal. I hope that there still can be some sort of standard in terms of what jerseys are looking like. Yeah, I don't know. It's very disheartening to
Yeah.
see this development. I don't know if I have that much more to say on it other than it's just like, come on, this is something that matters,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
to cheap out on this, I don't know. I
Like
don't know.
it's just odd the fact that they I don't understand why like these leagues cheap out on jerseys when that's such a huge part of
They're
the
a
sport.
multi-billion-dollar like.
Yeah, like you make so much money off of them. I get it if you're just trying to make it like, oh, here's one. This one's a really good example of it actually. One second. Let me get this on the screen before we finish up here. But like this that one, that or it's not enough. I wish we saw more of the number here, but like look at the size of that name. Like
Yeah,
that's so weird. It's so whack. Like there's so much open space on that jersey.
it just doesn't look right.
Yeah, it just looks. Yeah, no, it just looks bad. Like there's no other really thing to add here, which is why I didn't even know where to start with this one because it's just like, yeah, shocker. We both think it looks ass. Next segment.
Yeah,
Like that's kind of just how this one is because there's not. Just like why? Why would you do that? It's
yeah.
weird because even like looking at the NHL, like the jerseys they have on the field, like sure the stuff that they that fans have bought has been bad, and that's been the complaint. But the stuff that we see on the ice looks good for the most part. It looks good
For this year,
for
once it
this.
gets to next year, when
Oh,
Fanatics takes over.
oh, is that what it is? Oh, never mind. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
My bad. Well, looking forward to that.
Ugh. It's a 10-year deal in the NHL too.
10 years.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's brutal. How long is the MLB's?
That's a good question.
Yeah, no, I.
Also 10 years.
Oh my god.
Also 10
Oh
years.
my god. What are these leagues doing? This is like, oh, Caleb, you're not gonna get this at all. Actually, no, this is nowhere as bad as the UFC Reebok deal. But it's almost like that levels to me, where it's just like you're just making the sport as a whole look like shit for a bit more
Yeah,
money.
it looks amateur.
It does. Yeah, it
Like,
just looks bad. I don't know.
uh,
It's just bad. Whatever. Next outro.